that. And then, of course, she says, nobody, let's see. Tyrese gets Morgan's comic book death. Yeah. They changed those characters up, which is interesting. Back to episode 2. Of course, like I said, yeah, that's what I think. But anyway, 2 new characters have revealed themselves in the universe. And we're still piecing together why Alicia, Nick, Victor, and Luciana are without Madison in terrorizing strangers on the road. There you go, including Morgan. But one of these new faces seems to be an ally, the other, the latest villain. Jenna Elfin, who plays Naomi. Much of her background is largely unknown, other than she used to be a nurse before she began moving place to place since the outbreak began. Kevin Zegers from Mortal Instruments, which was an excellent movie, by the way, plays the other character, Mel. Doesn't seem to be a villain we've heard about in the comics before, at least not on the surface. But he's the leader of a group called the Vultures. Oh, there you go. Their thing appears to be finding new people and hovering close by until they either submit or die. Shades of the Saviors? I don't know. Then, living up to their name, they swoop in and scavenge all their supplies. This is also the group behind those mysterious banners Al found lingering in the area. So there you go. Of course, there's a lot more questions than answers, as always. Especially after the season 3 finale. We still don't know how Madison reunited with her family after Nick exploded the dam. I think that's when I saw where he exploded the dam. But anyway, we don't know why she forgave Victor's betrayal. We don't know what became of Proctor John. We don't know how Luciana came back into the picture. And we don't know how they found their latest safe haven. There's a lot apparently we don't know. What we do know is they've been living with a group of people, including themselves, that makes 47 total, inside an abandoned baseball field for some time now. Because a man gets on the loudspeaker to commemorate 365 days in the diamond. Okay? They are all in a routine of daily chores to maintain the stadium, but it seems to be safe with consistent food, water, and supplies. Madison is on the top lookout post trying to get information out of a young girl named Charlie. It seems she lost her parents and is too traumatized to talk about what happened. And it takes a little coaxing and promises of turning the diamond. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I just thought of that. Yeah, me too, Michelle. Yeah. Can you tell? Yeah. Anyway, excuse me. It takes a little time and coaxing of turning the diamond into Charlie's new home, but the girl eventually points to the direction from where she came. The others are enjoying breakfast. Victor is even flirting with a new prospect named Cole as he pours maple syrup on their plates when they hear Madison hammering away in the dugout. Okay. She stayed up all night trying to build a home for Charlie. Alicia is a bit concerned, but her mother is still prepared to go out on their scheduled run. Nick is out in their community garden inspecting the turnips. Okay. The food is beginning to go bad, and he doesn't know why. He assures Charlie they will soon have enough supply so they won't have to leave the stadium. Madison, Alicia, Victor, and Luciana are planning their run with 2 other community members, Viv and her husband. At least we think it is. But also go in search of Charlie's missing parents, the direction of which happens to be outside their designated search zone. A circle drawn on the map marks the border they have all agreed to never cross. But of course, this is a special case. Well, of course, right? They have a system for leaving the stadium. They use a pitching machine to fling an explosive baseball into the parking lot to distract the dead long enough for their cars to drive out. Nick doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to leave the stadium at all. Madison mentions to Luciana later as they're driving, "You weren't there when I found him, Lucy. He just needs to feel safe right now. Victor also refuses to bring his admirer on the trip, condemning Cole to lookout duty. On the road, Nick radios them on the walkie, revealing the garden has a weevil problem. The same problem, I might add, the Kingdom's garden had on The Walking Dead, of course. They have a weevil problem. That's the same thing that Kingdom had in theirs. What a surprise, right? Apparently the weevils have survived. But anyway, they drive too far out of range and the communications are cut off. Real surprise there. They soon find an abandoned town. It's been picked clean, of course. Even the light bulbs have been snatched. And the town is completely void of walkers. There's no walkers to be seen, which is strange in of itself. Madison and Alicia branch off to search the area, spotting a flag from above with the number 457. Just around the corner between three large tanks is a car marred by explosive scorch marks. This is where they believe Charlie came from. They find a small can of open food. So Madison radios for everyone to be alert. Ray doesn't go bad. How true. How true. You would think somebody would have thought of something. I don't know. What do I know? There's got to be bug killer somewhere, right? But anyway, during a side conversation with Luciana, Victor mentions Madison saved him from down there, and he doesn't know why she decided to help him after what he did. Luciana suggests he ask Madison. Here's a surprise. At the Diamond, Nick finds Charlie fiddling with the walkie, which he takes to mean she's worried about the group's safety. The girl says she knows they're out looking for her parents, but Nick tries distracting her by helping her with the weevils. There you go. As Madison and Alicia split up to cover more ground, she spots a massive hole ripped out of one of the tanks by some sort of explosion. When Alicia radios to Madison to see if she found anything, Naomi gets a jump on Madison. Holding a gun to the back of her head, the stranger tells her to remain quiet and to hand over the keys to their car. Madison already has a plan in place for situations like this, of course, and she discreetly handles the walkie to send 3 short bleeps to the rest of the group as a sign that she needs help. Madison tries talking down the woman. She says they took a girl named Charlie, but while Naomi seems visibly affected by the mention of a kid, she states she doesn't have any children. And of course, as she prepares to run off with Madison's guns and keys, Luciana and Victor approach. Naomi is spooked and runs up to the top of a tank. Madison and Alicia follow to try and calm her down. Naomi steps too far back and falls through the ceiling, plunging into some sort of oil or tar. Ew. Then they find out where all the walkers in town have gone. They've been herded into the tank. Surprise. Doesn't she, though? Yeah. I'm typing, so I'm not talking. Hang on. Of course, they find out that's where the walkers are. They're in the tanks. Madison. They could kill her off. Wouldn't bother me a bit. Of course. Madison, of course, jumps down to help fend them off, while Victor and Luciana force open the hatch and everything spills out. And later, as they're cleaning off and sitting by the car, Naomi reveals some of her story, and she doesn't know who dumped all the walkers. She was just passing through. Oh, a female Morgan, apparently. I don't want to know. I don't know anybody. I don't want to know anybody, okay? I love that line. Don't know anybody, don't want to know anybody. Anyway, Nick is starting to worry. While they're burning the infected turnips, he hears strange classical melody playing in the distance. He goes to Viv and her husband and suggests someone go out and inspect in case it's a sign for help. They want to remain inside, but Nick feels he needs to check. So Charlie opens the gate and he drives out. only to become stricken by PTSD. He sees flashes of him pressing the detonator and flames swarming the dam. The walkers batting their limbs at the car window exasperate his symptoms, and he crashes into a lamppost. Okay, Cole is able to snipe some of the walkers from above so Nick can leave the car. And Madison and the others drive up for the rescue, of course. Once inside, Madison tries to ask Charlie about the people who left the town in its condition. Of course, she remains silent, and Madison agrees to talk about it later. She then goes to Naomi and offers her a place within their community, teasing a hot shower is waiting for her. Victor and Viv's husband are out pushing Nick's crashed truck back to the Diamond with Cole in the driver's seat. And Cole is chatting with Luciana in the cypress perch over the walkie about wooing Victor when she spots something in the darkness. My cats are deciding to be boneheads tonight. Knock it off, you two. Honestly. She tells them to ditch the car as a caravan of vehicles starts driving up. The trio get back inside and mobilize their weapons with the others. Now they're lined up along the wall. They all watch as a man hops out of one of the cars and mounts a bike. He presses a button on his stereo, which starts playing the melody Nick heard earlier, the Blue Danube Waltz. Now that's a strange choice. Strange choice of music, the Blue Danube Waltz. He rides around the parking lot, drawing the attention of the walkers, and lures them all out into one of their trucks. He then labels the vehicle with a fresh piece of cloth and spray paint. It is the number 12. And the man joins the others, who have all pulled out coolers of beer and folding chairs and are just sitting in the parking lot waiting. They are. Yeah, I know, right? Sounds like it. I'll tell you what, if they get into it, Junior starts screaming. You'd think there was somebody dying in here, I swear. He screams like a little girl. Worse than. Believe me. They're terrible. Okay, the gates have opened, and Madison walks out to speak with their leader, Mel. She recognizes their flag, but according to him, they didn't have anything to do with the people of the previous town. He had warned them that if they situated themselves between those tanks and the bleeder valve became jammed, it would mean their end. Those people didn't listen to Mel, but he hopes Madison will when he brings up Nick's name and his weevil problem. Can we say shades of saviors? I mean, seriously. It turns out Charlie was a plant. Oh, little Charlie, who's been feeding the vultures information, including how many weapons and ammo they have. She's the one who has a real knack for finding the good stuff, Mel assures Madison. They don't take anything from anyone. Anyone that's alive, that is. Buddy proposes they give up all their supplies and maybe even join their group, or the vultures will wait until they die before taking everything. Madison stands her ground. They've lived Mel's life before and have found a better way to live. The female version of Rick, of course. He counters with a warning. You just haven't been tested yet. And, of course, the next morning, Madison is still... she's really ticked about Charlie's betrayal. She's forced herself to keep building the home in the dugout, and the rest of the group come out to support her. Luciana, meanwhile, though, carries the book she had gotten from town for Charlie and brings it to the girl. And now, of course, we come back to the present, and we have more clarity. It seems... The clean crew, yeah. It seems Mel's promise came true. Luciana finds one of the vultures' flags in Al's truck and thinks they're part of the group. But Al assures them they don't know anything about the vultures, and perusing through Al's camera proves their story. So Alicia and the others pile them all in the vehicle they command, and they direct them to where they found the flag. So it was kind of a flashback episode almost. Yeah, the vultures. Just a different name. For something, it's a little crazy. So that was episode 2. And interesting. But to have a little girl like that be